Welcome, dear brothers and sisters. In today's video, we're considering the spiritual gems comments for the week of September 1st to 7th, 2025. So friends, thank you for tuning in, and now let's get started. We're considering Proverbs chapter 29, and let's start our consideration with Let's start reading Proverbs chapter 29, verse 5. We read, "A man who flatters his neighbor spreads out a net for his feet." So, what is flattery, and in what way does a man who flatters his neighbor spread out a net for his feet? And this is an interesting question. To flatter means to praise someone in a false or exaggerated way, not to sincerely encourage him, but to gain his favor, manipulate him, or get something from him. For the flatterer is a net, and this means his tools are deception and hypocrisy. He builds his relationships on a lie, which displeases Jehovah. And the another part of the answer for the flattered: false praise inflates his ego and vanity. This makes him overconfident and easy to manipulate, like an animal that doesn't see the net hidden on the ground. When he acts based on those lies, he can make bad decisions and fall. So this makes us think about, before praising someone, even in the congregation, and this is very common, especially with those brothers who have a privilege of service, like the CO, brothers who are working in the branch, or the elders. Before praising them, let's think, am I saying this to genuinely encourage them or to gain a favor? Now, what spiritual gems from this week's Bible reading would you like to share? And let's start with number 1, and this is 29 verse 1. "A man who stiffens his neck after much reproof will suddenly be broken beyond healing." This verse teaches us that stubbornness closes the doors to blessing and growth. In contrast, a humble heart opens doors. This makes us think about our reaction to God's counsel, and of course, when we receive counsel from the elders, what's our reaction? And we don't mean our facial expression, we mean our reaction inside of us, our inner reaction. This is very important to think about. Number 2, 29:2, "When the righteous are many, the people rejoice, but when the wicked one rules, the people groan." This teaches us that our good example not only benefits us, but is also a positive force that gladdens and encourages and inspires others. We can be a good influence in our family, in our workplace, and of course, in our congregation. Without realizing it, our example of integrity can motivate others. Number 3, 29:3, we read, "A man who loves wisdom makes his father rejoice, but the one who keeps company with prostitutes squanders his wealth." This verse makes us think about the decisions we make. They can be a gift to those who love us and have invested in us, like our parents. We do well to ask ourselves, will my next decision bring joy and peace to my family and my Heavenly Father? Living with wisdom is a powerful expression of love. Number 4, 29:4, we read, "By justice a king brings stability to a land, but a man seeking bribes brings it to ruin." This verse teaches us that our dedication to Jehovah is very important. Living according to our vow to Jehovah allows us to build a stable life by making just and ethical decisions, even when it's difficult or no one is observing us. Number 5, 29:6, we read, "A bad man's transgression ensnares him, but the righteous one cries out joyfully and rejoices." This teaches us that true joy doesn't depend on our circumstances, but on the peace that comes from having a personal relationship with Jehovah and getting well with others. Living the overflowing joy of a heart free of guilt is of great value before Jehovah. Number 6, 29:7, we read, "The righteous one is concerned about the legal rights of the poor, but the wicked one has no such concern." And this teaches us that compassion is very important for true Christians. And it's a proof of God's love in our heart, in our lives. This is contrary to many people who call themselves Christians, but they're indifferent to the pain of others. They don't have any empathy, any compassion for others. But at the same time, they call themselves Christians. That's ironic. Number 7, 29:11, we read, "A stupid person gives vent to all his feelings, but the wise one calmly keeps them in check." This verse teaches us that it's not about repressing emotions, but about managing them with God's peace. When faced with frustrating situations today, let's take a breath and ask ourselves, how good wisdom respond at this moment? Sometimes our emotions take the best of ourselves. We must be careful. Calmness is a help that Jehovah gives us, and if we're going through a situation, if we have no idea how to proceed, we should ask for advice, for help to some mature friends, and that's what wisdom is telling us. Number 8, this is 29:18, we read about, "Where there is no vision, the people go unrestrained, but happy are those who observe the law." This teaches us that Jehovah has given us a clear vision, His word, and His purpose for us. It's good for us to think, how far is God guiding me? Having a clear vision based on His promises prevents our life from losing its way. Number 9, 29:25, we read, "Trembling at man is a snare, but the one trusting in Jehovah will be protected." This teaches us that the fear of what people will say or of letting others down is a trap that paralyzes us. It's better to fully trust that Jehovah is our protector and will give us His approval. This is liberating. Whatever we're afraid of, we can hand it over to Him and walk in freedom. Number 10, 29:26, we read, "Many seek an audience with a ruler, but it's from Jehovah that a man gets justice." This verse teaches us that we should not waste our time and energy seeking people's approval or validation. Our primary goal is getting God's approval. Righteousness, identity are granted by God. He is our Heavenly Father who sees us in secret, and the real matter is getting His approval. At the end, may He say, "Well done." Okay friends, that's a wrap for this video. We want to say hello to some dear friends, and they're Lindell Wynn, Janet Perez, Eric Stewart, Lisa Jacinta, Vlogsu, Onanja, Adri Bell, Franz Bonzo, Benga Falokun, Helen, Junior Oragon, Someone, Random Person, Agnes Itua, Gil Rodriguez, Gerson de Talo. So friends, you are the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you have a wonderful day. Enjoy your meeting and hope to see you in our next video. See you next time.